Hey everyone, it is time for the results, and this week we have way more WGP results than BCS ones, because this one, like BCS right now, I think it's going to be on a bit of a hiatus or a break until like next week, because this weekend is actually BRO. So if you haven't signed up to it, I think you got till tomorrow at least to sign up to it, so go check that. It's premium, alright? But yeah, bit of a break, but we have Mexico this week. Now Mexico has some, the meta's a bit different, let's put it that way. And that means different things can top, and we can see here, like, let's just jump into it, guys. Standard already has something unexpected, and that is, this is Rorowa and an Ezel, alright? These are all, like, the same stuff, but Rorowa and Ezel. And then you'll look at the actual top, we have, the winners. We've got Gustavo with the Rorowa taking it home, and then followed by Gandiva, Willista, and Gandiva. So, yeah. Rorowa, that is definitely unexpected. We're only going to take a look at the Rorowa. We'll only be looking at the more interesting lists, right? Because otherwise, through the sheer volume of decks that are in this in the results section, we're going to go through way too many. But yeah, Rorowa is definitely unique. Let's zoom in here a bit. So basically, though, I expected the Rorowa decks to be like the token, like heavy rush builds, because that's what we saw some success in Japan, where you make a lot of the tokens with the mushrooms, right? And then you play the order that just like buffs your mushrooms, like plus 10k and stuff. So you basically rush through that and just kill out every single other deck before they can do anything. But this one kind of looks like they don't run the order, because of course, running the order is technically a neg. So the only thing they have is the mushrooms, and they're just kind of going into a more normal Rorowa game plan, I have to say. And then they do have the cyclers as well to kind of just let you draw more cards at the beginning of the game. So I guess I'm just really surprised it topped, right? As you can say, anything can happen in Cardfight Vanguard. But it managed to beat out all the Gandivas and the Willistas. Yeah, let's put it that way. So congrats there. Then after that, we have V Premium. We got Daniel Herrera coming in first with the Aquaforce, so as it should be Jesus, right? And then Fabian with the Highlander. Third was actually the Raging Form, Sebastian, and then Carlos with the Night Rose. So quite a big different amount of decks here, but nothing we haven't seen really. And then in Premium, we do have the breakdown. Got the True Narukami and Bermuda Triangle, followed by Neo Nectar, Nubatama, Mega Colony, and Grand Blue. So again, a bit of everything there. And then it looks like they were Highlander. It doesn't look like there was any mill deck, right? But then the winners was actually Lewis with the Neo Nectar, right? Token Rush here, Katrina, followed by Alberto with Shiranui. So not only are we getting Shiranui in D, which we're getting it a lot later on. We'll take a look at those. But yeah, Shiranui also still doing well. Nubatama in Premium. Third place, we have Omar with the Gridora deck. And then fourth, we have Fidel with the Narukami, the Sweep Command build. And I guess, like, the Neo Nectar is pretty cool. So here we have, like, kind of the Asha into the Inez, right? But also running Flagberg, right? Flagberg, well, not Flagberg, the Inla Pulse for the extra draw, right? Extra draw, extra soul, extra draw. The Narukami counter. But then otherwise, yeah, it's just Token Katrina. So yeah, okay, cool. After that, we're moving on to the WGP places, though, and we're gonna see a big trend, and that is, well, at least for Korea, the Shiranui Luard Stride deck sets have been released, but the big winner is Mygo. So 4 Mygos in Korea's top 8, followed by 2 Shiranui, and then 1 Bejeweled, and then 1 Leonorn. And then what moved on to top 4 was just the Mygo coming in first, with the Leonorn in second. Third was Mygo again, and fourth was Shiranui. And I think we got some of the deck lists here as well. We can take a quick look. So Mygo, this is the first place deck. We also have the second place Leonorn deck. But then we also have the fourth place Shiranui list, and this one's running. We've got some of the Brachio Force coming out to play here, or just the extra, I guess, early game control that it can bring, because you just look at the amount of list, everything's running like Mygo, right? You might want something to, control the board. But I guess, Mygo binds itself, so I guess how much control is up to you, but, well, up to the Mygo player. But I guess if they're, like, binding the whole board, if they commit a whole board and they all bind it, it's still fine, right? I guess that's still okay. So, pretty interesting. And then after that, we have Singapore, and this one is dominated by 5 Mygo instead of 4. with 1 Morphonica, Youthberg, and Fortia. So people have been saying like 6 out of the 8 top 8s, pretty much non-Vanguard decks. They're all collab decks. What is going on, right? And then the top 4 was, Mygo, and then Morphonica. So top 3, all Bang Dream, followed by 4th place was a Youthberg. So that's pretty that's a lot of Mygo domination, but it doesn't end there, right? Here we have Osaka. So Osaka is a big one, big deluxe tournament, 2 blocks. First block, Block A, had 10 Mygo decks. This is teams, by the way. So, 10 out of 16 teams brought Mygo. Yeah, and then followed by 6 Youthberg, 6 Shiranui, and then 4 Lawad. So already making a big splash, right? The most edgiest clans are taking the top, except Mygo. Mygo is just really strong. Yeah, Youthberg, Hyper Edge, Shiranui, kind of edge. And then Lawad, pretty much old school Youthberg, right? Taking the top. Then Jeweled and Leonor with the 3s. And then we can just kind of go forward, just kind of more into the diversity territory. We do have the top 16 like team layout. Basically, you're just gonna find. We saw the numbers. We're gonna see a lot of Mygos, but I'm just gonna quickly go through them. The diversity cut here was, I think, 6th place, right? Because 6th place, you'll see that none of these decks have been featured above it. So this is where diversity cut begins, I think. And then followed there, we just see a bunch of different stuff. Like, look at this, Shiranui, and then you got the Fortia and the trick deck. So yeah, after that, pretty crazy. A lot of decks. If you want to take a look, just pump the deck code into Japanese deck log. Don't put it in English or it won't work. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And in the winning teams, we had the Shiranui, Youthberg, and Drajul team in the first place, and then the Mygo, Prism, and Youthberg, followed by Messiah, Luwad, and the Mygo, and then 4th place was the Luwad, Minerva, and the Shiranui. So we're going to take a look at basically only the Luwad and Shiranui lists today, because they're new, right? So it'd be pretty cool to see what they've been doing. So here we have one of the Shiranui lists. We can see that the Shoujo Doji list the Shoujo Doji Grade 2 is being played. But then you look at this, there's like 10 restanders running 2 Esmeraldias with no Forbidol. Alright, so literally just running for the extra restand. In terms of Soul Generation, we have the PR, the Shenri that people have been talking about. Only 2 of this though. And then they subbed out all of the Stride for the Shiranuis with just pretty much the better one. Right? It's like grade 4 support, grade 3 dragon from set 13. So that's pretty much all the changes there, right? All the changes. Just not that much, I guess. I'm just surprised that you'd put in the extra Esmeraldias, just for the 10th restand option. So you always want to make sure you have the restanding, right? Here's the Luwad list. So Luwad's running a lot of the Clouts Dragon, just because it's ritual. 3 of this, even though you generally get free stride, and on the turns that you don't, which is pretty much your first ride-up turn, is it's fine, right? Like just discard cards. In terms of cards that have been played, 2 painkillers, 4 of Semius, so valuing the extra free random call card, I guess. No drawings or anything like that, no shenanigans like that. They're just running mostly pure ritual with blue OT, and then just this green evergreen barrier. I don't want to see the OT here, so they're running the Drag Vader as well. Then the next Luwad list here, only 2 of the Clouts Dragon, but running 2 of the Maples, right? So this is giving you free retire fodder, so you don't have to discard for, if you get it, you don't have to discard for your Leofowl every turn. But running some spicy techs, so here, still you got the painkillers and all that, just with your draws. But you've got this new, is this like a common card or something? Or a rare card from DBT 12? And what this basically is, when your Vanguard gets attacked and it's the 5th attack or 5th battle or greater this turn, you bind this card and then you pick one of your units and it can't be hit for the battle. So basically it's just like anti-multi-attack, and if those multi-attacks are really, really big, then you can just pop this guy, boom, or girl, I think it's a girl actually. Pop this person, and you just don't get hit, right? Kind of like a PG in a way. So pretty interesting text, right? This is basically the power of Luad, because you just have the power of the, the on-stride effect that can just keep on getting back stuff. So yeah, you can start putting weird grade 1s. That probably might work. And then the last one, we have this other Shiranui. So this one is kind of interesting, running just kind of TD Shiranui here for the stride, discard stride draw on, but you technically have a better option. So that is not stealth. That card is not stealth. That's the big difference. Otherwise, they just added in 4 Forktails and replaced 4 of the, I think it's like Zene or something, the one that generates soul. Just get rid of that and just put in 4 Forktails, and they call it a day, right? It's just that easy. Didn't run anything weird like Esperaldia or anything like that, so yeah, pretty straightforward list compared to the other one. And then here in Block B, remember 2 blocks, 11 Migers. This was absolute domination. Way more Migers, 1 more Miger than Block A. Followed by the Youthberg, 5 Youthbergs, 4 Luad, and then 3 Shiranui. So again, the Stride deck sets, new Stride deck sets are doing alright. Not dominating, unlike Miger. And then this is also the same as like Drajul and Morphonka or 3s. And then after that, just kind of whatever, right? Again, the deck logs are here. Put them in Japanese deck code. Again, I have to say this 6th place again was where Diversity Cut started. You'll find that because every single deck team is running like a Migo, right? That it's very hard to find, diversity weights of 0, because among the undefeateds, there's just so many decks that have been used that you just can't find any. So I think this should be where diversity... No, actually it should be 8th. 8th should... Sorry, I read it wrong. 8th should be where diversity starts, because there's no way there's a Herminion, right? There's no Herminion. There is a Youthberg, I think. There's a Youthberg, but there's no Kairi. So this is where it starts. The Youthberg is like kind of already there, but you can't get better than weight 1, right? So 1 Youthberg. But yeah, Herminia and Kairi is definitely not shown. And then after that, you started getting to 2 territories. So you have 2 Youthberg and Migo. So this is like weighted 2 already in terms of diversity weight. It's getting heavier. So after this is pretty much just, yeah, diversity 2. Wow. And then the winning team was actually a Bastion, Drajult, and Shiranui, followed by Leonorn, Migo, and Morphonica. Then Magnolia with Jiva and Morphonica, and then 4th was Azorga, Shiranui, and Drajult, right? And then just again quickly look at the Shiranui lists. Here's the one Shoujo Doji list here with just the new dragon, and then we've got the Shenri for the extra soul generation, but nothing really weird, right? No funny antics here at all. No Esperaldias or anything. Next we have is just another one. So this one's running the Genkai. It was the previous... Yeah, so this one's Shoujo Doji. This one's got Genkai. Back again with the new dragon. And then it's got the Forktail and the Shenri both to kind of build that kind of soul. But it's also got an interesting card here. This is a Jakumetsu Ox. So basically what this guy is being played for is the Migo matchup, because when it attacks, you can Soul Blast 1 and you pick one of your opponent's bind zone cards and then put it at the bottom of the deck, right? So, Migo cards get to bind by themselves as part of the effect. You kind of screw that up and ruin your opponent's formation next turn. So it's just basically there to for the matchup, because you're just expecting so many players to play Migo. Definitely would have been better in singles, right? But in teams, I guess if you're expecting a Migo of 1 in 3 of playing against it, and your tech might be decent, right? And then after that, we have another Luad list here. So this one is much more straightforward. Again, we do have the Maples, but then we got the 3 painkillers. This is usually one more than others. All running blue OT as well, which is surprising. I thought red OT might be pretty nice with more Fester and all that, but blue OT is just very, very stable, right? Very stable and efficient. And then lastly, the last Luad here. This one just went with Cyclers, right? Problem with Luad is that it doesn't really build that many cards, except from calling painkillers. This one's actually not running any painkiller angels at all. So yeah, this one's a bit of a weird one. I guess this one this kind of draws in a way, right? Kind of draws in a way. This one's soul charges, so yeah, that's got some interesting text. Just as long as they're grade 1s, you can kind of run them. And then they all kind of work. Oh, this one's actually running the spicy tech. It's got the 4 Georings as well. So this is kind of defensive in a way, right? Even though it's not running the other bind card that can't be hit. So I don't know. This one's definitely different from the others. Yeah, that is pretty much all the lists this time, right? Just so many decks. Kind of had to go through all of them. Remember, if you want to look at some of the decks, go check the Japanese deck log and put in the deck code there. Otherwise, I guess some of these decks will be also featured on the VG Top Decks as well Thursday. So with that said, that should be it. Remember, BRO Premium is this weekend. If you want to go check it out, go do it. Otherwise, there should be a stream, so you can watch some fun, hopefully fun games. Yeah, that's it for me. See you all later. All right, bye.